Hello and welcome to me, Parveen Smith, from Soul to Soul Wellbeing. So that's how I'm going to introduce myself to you today. So today I'd like to share with you guiding principles, a little bit about me and who I am. I have been helping people for over 20 years, 24 years to be absolutely accurate. And I am a survivor of extreme traumas, conditions of life, and anxiety, stress, depression, you name it. And I'm here to inspire you, to motivate you, but also to guide you to see what you would like out of life. Over the last 20 years, I have transformed my life from being absolutely unwell, disabled, can't walk, eat, talk, breathe, and to the point where I had to find a place of recovery. And I learned something. Something was given to me, should I say, as a tool that I could actually transform my life. So it didn't happen straight away. It took some time for me to get there. And as I worked through wanting to, the word is wanting, to heal myself, to be healthy and well, to get back on track, to be able to walk and talk and eat and breathe again, this was something that I had to learn. Disability sometimes happens when you're not expecting it, and this is exactly what happened to me. So when we go through these scenarios in life and we have to make some choices, it's all about I want to, I must, not I may be able to. It has to be so definite that you want to change your life. And you want to change it for you or for the people that you love around you. And this is what happened for me. I needed to do this for me and my family. Disability was not okay. It wasn't the result I was going to say it was okay to have. It wasn't my end result at all. So, what did I do? I chose to take the decision. I made the decision. I took the power in my own hands to change the life that I had then to being amazing. And a lot of people who know the story know that things like this take courage. And you might be watching this right now and thinking, well, I need to change my life and I need to pluck up that courage and I must take those steps. And that's all good. But you must look at this. It's a must. If you don't want to stay stuck, you've got to look at what you want to change. And the change happens when you say yes to yourself and you look at what you really want out of life, whether it's for you or your family or everything that you've got around you. I always say this, we are something very minor in this whole big universe we've got around us. We are the smallest speck of grain in the sand, and the sand is huge. So if you look at you, you've got to look at what you really want. And did you know this? Time is ticking away. Time seems to be faster than ever before. And around 2012, I was talking about all this stuff. Yes, 2012, I was talking about stuff that's happening right now. And it's all about recognizing what is important to you and how quick do you want to change it. If you reflect on your life right now and you see yourself sitting there and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I'm stuck. I'm doing the same old thing, and I'm getting the same old results, which can actually feel like you're stuck. And if that is the case, it's time to change. You have to put yourself first. You have to invest in yourself. And you have to, because the biggest investment in your life is you. So you've got to look at, what do I really want out of life and what do I want to do to change it? If you look at everything around you, we can go for meals, we can go for coffees, we can meet friends, we can have gym memberships that we may never ever use. You know, we may be putting money to something on a subscription or something that we may never use. But what about reflecting on these things and getting rid of things you don't use, but putting the money into you first to change your life, to transform your life? It may well be you're listening to this, and my principles might well be different to your principles. But again, look at what you want to change and make the changes now. For me, from everything that I've experienced in my 50 plus years, is I don't want to be disabled again, ever. I want to look after myself the best I possibly can, and I don't want to stay stuck. Being stuck is not an option for me anymore at all. So I want you to look at this moment here and take in the reflection of what you feel you would like to change today. And I know 20 years ago what I wanted to change, and I did it. Was disability the space I wanted to stay in for the rest of my life? I knew no, I didn't. But who was going to help me? And I can only say the only person that could help me was me, by saying, yes, I want to change this, and I'm going to make these changes. So when you've decided that you want to make these changes, look for the help. Where do you want your help to come from? And how quick are you going to do it? It's no use waiting 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. No, you have to look at doing it straight away. So I had some clients recently, and they had their first call with me, and they really needed the help. And when I said, I can see you in 2 hours, they were stunned. What, today? And I said, yes, today, in 2 hours. In those 2 hours, the difference was going to be made for them to change their life from the start. This was the starting point for them to change their life today, to live the next day better. And was I right? Yes, because we saw the change in that person within 1 hour, the start of the session to the end of the session. And there's witnesses in the room that could see the difference that we had made. So just imagine if this was you or somebody you know who wanted to make that change but didn't know how to go about it or where to go even. And when this gentleman turned around and said, I've never seen my wife in 18 months speak so clearly, that was overwhelming for all of us in that room. And when he said, I've not seen her smile for 18 months or laugh, that was amazing. Now, isn't that worth you or anybody around you who's going through something similar and going through something that they're not happy with, to invest, to make that change for a healthier, happier you and for the people around you? I know 20 years ago, I did it. And when I see my clients coming through the doors, and even if it's on Zoom, guess what? And you see the changes, you know you've made a massive impact in that person's life, but also for their family members. So not only did that impact take place there, the next day was different. The next day was different again, because there was less trauma, drama, hassles, chaos, because of the input that we'd put into them. And the formula that we use really, really does work. I talk about this often because it is a formula. Once you work with it, it has to make the change for your highest good. Whoever you are, whether you're an entrepreneur, a CEO of a business, whether you're a gardener, a teacher, a psychologist, whoever you are, this will make the difference for you. And it's about saying, yes, I want it and I want to do it now. Because in my psyche, I wonder, because I've been through this, don't forget, I wonder, why would somebody want to go through another day of disharmony, upset, mental anguish, anxiety, go through the frustrations, the pain, what it's doing to the body. Why would you do that when the help is there? So I wanted to share this with you because I know what my story was 20 years ago. And I know what I did to change it. I said yes to myself and I worked on myself. I got the help that I needed and I'm doing it for myself. This help is self-help as well. 20 years later, pretty much, I am using the same thing to help me to be healthy and well. Wow. Now, how many of you can say you do the same thing that will help you over and over again? Usually people give up far too quickly, far too easily. And it's a shame because in my way of thinking, I'm not a quitter and I will not quit. And I will make that change happen over and over and over again and sustain it. Because when we work with something, it's all about maintenance too. So I always share this with my students and my groups and my clients. It's about maintaining this balance and this way of living and being, because that's the one thing that's going to help you to excel. I hope that makes sense. Now, give me a thumbs up if you're happy with this. Write a comment if you agree with me or if you don't agree with me. Let me know what you're thinking. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. And if you haven't shared this with somebody, please do so. If it's not for you, it will definitely help somebody else. It could be a family, friend, neighbor, and you just don't know who needs to hear this today. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us a share, subscribe. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is guiding principles, which is the topic for us today. So for me, I know that something was guiding me into me looking at my principles of life and philosophy and these thoughts of who am I and why am I here and what am I doing in life. And these questions came to me and I had to look for the answers and I was finding the answers. And this isn't something that you may get the answer straight away. It may take you decades, in fact. But today it's about what principles do you hold and what principles do I have and hold. So for me, it's about my personal journey, my own philosophical views of what took me from here to where I am here today with you. So I'm looking at this and I'm looking at what was it that shifted me, that made me think this is something that's guiding me to look at my life. What was it? And I'm going to say it was a formula, the same thing I keep talking about that helped me to heal my life, and that's helping others to heal them, to bring balance from anxiety and stress to more happier, abundant life. So I'm looking at my framework of how I work with myself, what I've got in place to get me from here to here. And I know, again, it works. So we're looking at my belief system, my values, the way I do things, the decisions that I make. These are the things are carrying me and guiding me because they are my principles. Every decision I make, every tactic that I have to help my body system to stay healthy and well. And then I'm also looking at the clarity that I have in my mind, because that clarity that I have in my mind is all due to the formula that I'm using on me. And the same formula is actually helping me to make the decisions that I want to make to better my life, but also the decisions that I make in my business and the decision I make who I'm going to work with. And what makes me look at this is also my choices. My choices helps me to align myself, because every decision and every choice I make is taking me to a place, and I'm journeying because I'm being guided by my principles in life to guide me forwards to have a healthier, abundant life. And you may see healthier, abundant life in your own mindset. But for me, my healthy, abundant life is I look after my physical body as much as possible. It's my emotional state. I look after that as much as possible. Every day, in fact. I check in with my mental state as well and balance that where I can. Getting out for those, I would say, walks, times of fresh air is going to help you. Being in the right social environment, the right people around you is going to support you. So just recently, I've been talking a lot about narcissists, but I'm going to talk about that at another level again, because we don't want to be around people who are going to control us and keep us trodden down. I'm seeing this a lot. And I've been meeting people recently, and people are saying to me, thank you for speaking about that. Thank you for sharing about narcissists. Thank you for making it aware. Because if we don't have the right people around us, it could be in business, workplace, or home, we are going to fail. But we're not failing anybody else out there, we're failing towards ourselves. So we have to recognize if someone is controlling you too much, that's a narcissistic behavior and treading you down. And like I say, this can happen in any realm of your life, but it's just bringing that awareness to you. So it's about looking at your vision, looking at where you're going, what you want out of life, and making it happen with clarity. For sure, with clarity. We have many courses and programs that we have to support well-being. And the well-being is not just, people might look at this as yoga or exercise. It's not that. I'm talking about emotional, mental, physical, and on a soul level, because that's what soul-to-soul well-being does. We are helping people to align themselves, release the anxiety, stresses, and traumas and dramas, and then clearing you. Once we've reset your body system, you'll think clearly, and you'll be able to journey much more focused. Because your soul wants to be in the right space. So I have people of all ages who want help. And you're never too old or too late either. Because I have people in their 70s, 75-year-olds who have my help. My oldest client was 86. One of my oldest readers in the book, Transformative Path, she's 81 years old. And when she read this, she said, oh my goodness, Parveen, the message came back. I have just realized what I have not yet done. So can you imagine the joy she was getting from reading this book? It's all about empowerment. It's about your journey. It's about your path. It's about things maybe you haven't done yet. And that's what she read in the book. And she was going to do more at the age of 81 years old. So this also goes into another part of what I want to share with you. If you have a vision, look at where you're going. Look at your guiding principles. What are your principles? Because it's going to play a crucial part in your life of where you are now and where you want to be and going. Alignment. Align yourself to your desires, to your goals. And individually, we all know somewhere, we usually do know where we want to be. Actually, it might even be easier saying to yourself where I don't want to be, because where you don't want to be is your unhappy place, but where you want to be is your happy place. So have a look at this. And I can honestly say to you that we may have so many things going on in our life with work and everything else that we forget to look after us. But I'm going to say to you, looking after you is the biggest key to your success in life? How does that sound? How does that feel to you hearing this? Is something going on up here making you think? Is there something going on in here making you think? You've got to feel it. You've got to really be in that space to look at what decisions you're going to make. Because when I look at guiding principles, it is about decisions, it is about choices, it is about where I'm going to go with clarity, it is about what is really taking me somewhere, what is it that's aligning me. So I'm just giving you a few things off the top of my head right now of the visions and the spaces that you want to be in. But you have to be the person, okay, that's going to take you there. Another part of this as well, I'm going to talk about this because when I do my talks on stages and I meet people, for me, I am just who I am. And I love meeting people. I am very social and I'm not shy massively, even though I was shy when I was a young girl, because nobody spoke to me when I was a young girl. That's how I felt. I felt like the little insignificant person in the back of the room that everybody forgot. There was no name, Parveen. In fact, that's how it felt to me. I was a nobody. Nobody even knew I was in the back of the room. Most of the time, I'd spend my time looking out of the window because I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I belonged. I don't know if this resonates with you or how it makes you feel, but it's about being authentic. It's all about being you in the way you want to be perceived as well. Perception, you've got to be a bit careful with that as well, because the way you want to be perceived can be a little bit on the fake side. But just think about who you are and be who you are, authentically you. Is that one of your principles? Because for me, it's a very big part of who I am. It's really a big part of who I am. So I'm sharing this with you because I want you to look at you authentically. What is it that you want out of life? What's driving you? What's guiding you as a principle? Okay, so you may look at this in a different light, but I want to throw this at you because I want you to see it from a completely different point of view. And authenticity is really this. Look at where you find your inspiration. What inspires you most? Is it something you're reading, something you're watching, something you're doing? Is it something that you do for yourself that you think, I'm feeling so inspired here? Yeah, because look, everything I'm doing is for me. Because don't forget, doing something for you is good because it's not selfish. Because if you do something for you first, you will help your family members because you will be in a good place then to support them. So we're looking at this. What aligns with you? What's authentically there for you? What influences even do you have in your life? Who influences you, good or bad? It's about weighing it up, bringing things into balance. Balance is really important in the world that we live in. We can't tip the scales one side too much. If we're not feeling rested, we must rest. If we're burning the candle at one end, oh my goodness, you're going to be sick. So instead of being sick, let's nip it in the bud and balance it and align ourselves. Align. Come on, balance it out. Then you'll feel better for the job ahead. How many of you here watching this right now have had burnout? Because I'm talking about guiding principles in general. I'm covering such a big subject matter here. But I'm just wanting you to really realize today how many have had burnout. You've probably had burnout because you've not really listened to yourself. You've probably not looked at your principles in the way you live your life, the way you work, people around you. So we've got to look at the choices that we make and the decisions that we make are part of our guiding principles. So if you've had burnout in the workplace or even looking after family members, because even if you may not be working, for example, you might be thinking, I've had to look after 6 people in my household. I've cared for them all and I'm struggling with like energy and burnout and worn out. Then we need to look at your choices, your decisions, what's aligning with you, what's authentic for you. Are you being authentic? Are you being a people pleaser in another sense? Because when you're looking after so many people, you're actually pleasing them before you please yourself. Put yourself first so you can help them. It's not selfish. I learnt this the hard way. When I hit disability the second time round, and I lost 7 years of my life, that was it. I realized I'd been doing so much for everybody else, and I forgot to look after me. And I realized then I was emotionally broken. I was mentally broken. And I was definitely physically broken. My soul was struggling. I didn't know where I belonged. I didn't know if I was going to be alive. I was too scared to close my eyes, be it in the daytime or in the evening, at night time. I was so scared in case I never open them again. And this is the truth. Until that one night I cried out for help. And I had an experience that is beyond words. It's beyond anything that you could ever imagine. And I mean this. And it was during that time I realized I have to stay alive. I had a mission and I'm not going to die. My time is not up yet. And this is why I share this space with you, because I want to inspire you, I want to motivate you, but I want you to do something for you, because you count, you matter, and it's all about making the change. You have to look at saying yes to yourself. Look at this. Say yes to yourself, transform your life. We are here to help you if we are the right people. I am a transformative leader in wellness, anxiety, stress management, emotional, mental health. If I can transform my life from scratch, I can help you to transform your life. So this is where I'm going to leave it for today. Lots of reflection points for you. And you can come back to this and watch it again. Get a piece of paper. Write down what's coming to you as I speak. Because there are many times my students have told me they get light bulb moments, these aha moments, and you sense and see really what is happening in these times. So I will be here every single Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. to spend some time with you, to help you, to guide you, to hopefully transform things in your life that need transforming. At any point, please do leave a message here, or you can contact me on soul2soulwellbeing.com or soul2soulwellbeing@outlook.com. And you may come back and say, Parveen, I would love to have some support. Please could you help me and transform my life, coach me, or even heal whatever that needs healing. You are important today. And I'm going to say to you, don't be afraid to reach out. Message below, contact me, and I'll be there to support your journey. So my name is Parveen Smith. I'm a 10 times global awardee and appeared on many TV channels globally, but I'm here to support you, for you and your family, because you count. Time out, Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.